A portion of today's show is brought to you by Health Diagnostic Laboratory, Inc.
Welcome back to the broadcast. Well, when it comes to taking supplements and vitamins to better your health, what do you take and how much do you take? There are so many products out there, and Dr. Dall from Health Diagnostic Labs is here to help us know what to do. I mean, all you have to do is stroll down the aisle at any grocery store, any health food store, and it's very confusing.
It's overwhelming honestly, to me, and I know what I'm looking for.
I was just going to say, I know a lot about this, and I don't know what to take. So, so can you give us kind of a condensed version of the must-haves?
Sure. So, you know, I've always been a big believer in omega-3 fish oils for lots of reasons. I mean, if we can consume them in our diet, that's obviously optimal. So if you eat enough salmon a day to get that omega-3 index that we check on our HDL lab to that optimal range over 8%, that's ideal. But if you need to resort to a supplement for omega-3, you know, there's a lot of things out there.
Because that's a lot of salmon to eat.
It is a lot of salmon. It's tough. I mean, and it depends on how low you are to begin with. I mean, if your numbers are just borderline, you could probably get away with doing the salmon. But, you know, it's sometimes tough. So the thing is, what we need to look for when we're looking for an omega-3 is how much EPA and DHA is in the product, and we can just look at a couple here and show you. So this is a product that says advanced omega-3, and you can see the EPA says 1,000 and the DHA is 200. So this is actually a huge amount.
While you're talking about that, I'm going to have him get a shot of this label, and you can see on there it's listed on that one as well.
Sure.
But so those are the two things that we want to be looking for.
EPA and DHA, but I want you to see the difference between these two, and I'm not promoting any particular product, but this one has, for 2 soft gels, you get 1,200 EPA DHA milligrams. Now, contrast that with this. This is krill. Now, everyone's out there saying, take krill, it's better absorbed. But I want you to see how much EPA and DHA is in there. As you can see, in one soft gel, you get 50 milligrams. That's it. I mean, we're looking at recommending 1,000 minimum per day.
So you'd have to take
like 20 of these. So actually, even though it may be better absorbed, the amount you have to take to get that omega-3 index up to an optimal zone is not worth it. I mean, you might as well buy prescription fish oil. It's actually cheaper.
So what's your recommended dosage then for omega-3?
I recommend everybody have at least 1,000 milligrams of EPA DHA. Now, people who have arthritis and other reasons why they may take more fish oil, if they have very high triglycerides, they may take more fish oil. I personally have some arthritis issues, and I take 4,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA. And you really can take safely between 1,000 and 4,000 a day. But depending on what product you buy, you may be taking, you know, 8 pills. Like this might require, you see that 2 soft gels contain 600 milligrams of EPA DHA. You'd probably have to take, I would have to take 15 of these to get what I need.
Wow.
So that's just not practical.
But you mentioned a prescription strength, which is interesting. I didn't know you could get a prescription for it.
There is a prescription strength. There's actually a couple different pharmaceutical companies that make it. Nowadays, there's actually a lot of products out there that have, really good doses. And if you look at some of these here, we actually see almost the amount that's in the prescription product. So, certainly, if you have access to, you have good insurance and you have coverage for the prescription product, that's great. I mean, it's approved by the FDA, it's regulated, and I personally take the prescription because I take such high doses. But there's really a lot of good products out there.
But this is like 600 milligrams and 400 milligrams of the EPA and the DHA.
And that's in 2 soft gels. So 2 soft gels. So that means to get 1,000, you'd take 2 of these, probably 3 of these to get, over 1,000. Yeah, you probably need to take 3. And we don't always know if what it says in the bottle is really what's in the bottle, but we hope it is.
I have a question about bioavailability. We hear that buzzword a lot. Does it matter the type of capsule that you take, or are you better to try to get it in a liquid form?
When it comes to omega-3, both the liquid and the capsules usually are both pretty equally bioavailable. Generally, I recommend taking it with food. Because it has a little bit better absorption that way too.
Oh, good.
I actually took my prescription omega-3 for many years without taking with food. I got some absorption, but once I started doing that, that omega-3 index went really, really high. So
and you knew that by testing?
I knew by doing the test. I'm like, I probably don't need to take as many omega-3s as I am. But anyway, so nowadays there are a lot of products, but you need to look at that EPA and DHA. And don't get fooled by the newest thing on the block that's sitting at the cashier's desk.
That's what I do. Because I'm like the marketer's dream. I look at the pretty package.
I ask patients, what product are you taking? And And then I look at their omega-3 index, and when they tell me they're taking 3 pills of, you know, this stuff and it's expensive, their omega-3 index hasn't budged. It's as low as it was before. I mean, it's almost as if they're not taking anything.
Interesting. That's why your skin's so pretty too, by the way.
It's oily.
I
think the oil is worth the whatever anti-wrinkle benefits
that
it has,
actually
right?
does have big benefits for your skin as well.
I think so too. I mean, in arthritis and joints, definitely I have patients that I put on high-dose fish oil as a natural way to address their triglycerides or other issues that they may have, which is the one thing it can really help well when it comes to the lipid panel. And they say my arthritis is better, other things are better, so there's other things.
Good.
One more thing I want to mention about niacin, because we've talked some about niacin. Niacin is amazing at lowering these high-risk particles that we have, that we've been talking about all these days, ApoB and LDLP. Those are the particles that we want to make sure we get to an optimal range. So I love niacin as an alternative to a statin if people don't want to take a statin or have some contraindication to it or side effects from it or something.
How much niacin are we talking
can really
now?
make a difference. Well, anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000, depending on what we're treating and how bad it is and how much we need to do.
Okay.
The problem is you don't want to ever buy flesh-free, which is what's in the counter you're going to find is flesh-free. This has no effect whatsoever. Flesh-free niacin.
Oh, yeah,
no
you get that little,
You want
rush.
to flush, and you need to ask the pharmacist for immediate release niacin. Also, slow niacin, which is always available on the shelf, has a little bit more risk for liver toxicity, so you've got to be real careful about taking this. I usually don't recommend this either. I recommend taking the quick release niacin that you're going to have to ask the pharmacist to order for you because they just never stock it on the shelves. It's cheap.
Okay.
It's just never there.
Quick release niacin and your omega-3s with your EPA and DHA, right? Okay. I learned so much with you. I love this. You can talk to your doctor if you are interested in getting any of the HDL tests so they can test your levels of your omega-3s and see where you're at, and then, help you figure out how to get those levels to where they need to be. We have Dr. Dall and her colleagues back with us every Tuesday to learn more about their testing and how their testing can help you and your family. You can get more information about them by going to their website, hdlabinc.com. You can also call them at the numbers on your screen, and we have their segments on our website as well if you want to go back and watch them, because we just learned so much. So thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
More broadcasts when we come back.